Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to WWE Extreme Rules preview and predictions video of Raw's pay-per-view. Yes, I'm actually doing something that doesn't deal with just SmackDown. It deals with the Monday Night Raw roster. Uh, just to give my overall opinion of what I think this show is going to be like, I think it's going to be okay. I don't think it's going to be fantastic. It'll be entertaining somewhat, a little bit enjoyable in certain aspects, but majority of it is not all that big of a big deal. It's just something fun to watch for 3 hours possibly, and entertain yourself for a few hours. That's about it. And I'm going to go through all the matches, my opinions on who is going to win and lose, and that'll be pretty much it for this video. Later on tonight, I will either do the SmackDown review later on tonight before I go to bed, or I will go ahead and do that after work the next day on Wednesday. So it just all depends on how things go. So, with that being said, let's get things started. First match that I predict that probably will be the headline, the one that will start the whole show off, is Rich Swann and Sasha Banks versus Noam Dar and Alicia Fox in a mixed tag team Extreme Rules match. This is a no-brainer. They're not going to make Sasha Banks lose to Alicia Fox. So Sasha Banks and Rich Swann are going to win this match hands down. Not worried one bit what's going to happen with Sasha Banks at Extreme Rules. She is definitely retaining this title with no problem. Or not retaining the title, excuse me, what the fuck am I talking about? Winning this match with no problem. I highly doubt she's going to lose. Next match after that, I would say would be Neville defending the Cruiserweight Championship against Austin Aries in a submission match. I think this is where Austin Aries finally picks up the victory and wins the Cruiserweight title. I think him losing 3 matches in a row from WrestleMania to pay back to this would be a little bit of an overkill and would make no gosh darn sense for him not to at least get one victory over the Cruiserweight champ and become Cruiserweight champion. So I think Austin Aries walks away victorious. I think a third time's a charm, and I think this is the one that he's going to pick up the victory and become the new Cruiserweight champ in this one. The the tag team steel cage match for the Raw tag titles with the Hardy Boys versus Cesaro and Sheamus. Yes, supposedly Cesaro and Sheamus have been losing to the Hardy Boys week after week after week. I think that the Hardy Boys should be retaining this championship. I don't think Cesaro and Sheamus should be winning the tag titles. I think it should be the Revival at SummerSlam beating the Hardy Boys for the Raw tag team titles. That's what I think should happen. I think that would be the best way to bring a huge victory to the Revival. Also help the tag team division out a little bit on Raw. And on top of it, give you a solid 15-minute tag team matchup that will make you remember for a while. I think that is what really needs to happen. Revival, I think, deserve the tag team titles. With just a little bit of time they've been on the main roster, they have been very impactful. If it wasn't for an injury, they probably would be tag team champions right now and would have won the tag titles at actually, they wouldn't have won at WrestleMania. What am I talking about? They weren't on the main roster yet. But regardless of all that, they would have actually been somewhere in the tag team title hunt. I think right now they should be in the near future in August, should be challenging for the tag titles. All in all, that's what should happen, and that's the team that Jeff Hardy and Matt Hardy should lose the tag titles to. This match, I think, is going to be really good, though, regardless of what the outcome is. I think both of these tag teams are very well put together. I think they work very well with one another. And I think it's a very good match that people are going to be really happy and entertained to watch. Probably one of the best matches on the show. out of everything else that's going to be on the pay-per-view. Alexa Bliss, Alexa Bliss versus Bayley for the women's championship. I think Alexa Bliss is going to win this match. Now, people would say, why would you say that? Don't you think it's about time they give something to Bayley? They're making Bayley look like a jobber to Alexa Bliss, and I gotta say this much: Alexa Bliss has had more momentum since 2016 up to now than Bayley has since she's made the main roster. I don't think Bayley has been all that great. I don't think she has been placed in that level of top women wrestlers. I really believe that she is underutilized and underplaced in WWE's main roster. I think she should have stayed in fucking NXT, to be honest with you, because she was used correctly. Here, she's not being used right at all. She has no determination. She's constantly whining and bickering and crying about how she's mistreated by the WWE's main roster females. And, it's just one load of childish things after another with Bayley. Alexa Bliss is still continuing where she left off on SmackDown and has actually improved on what she's done when she moved over to Raw. She is actually the poster face for women on the women's division in Raw. And I think it's freaking unbelievable how they went from Charlotte, the daughter of Ric Flair, to the Alexa Bliss that had no family history of being in the wrestling industry. So I think it's freaking awesome. I think Alexa Bliss is going to pick up this victory and walk away victorious. I think she's going to beat the living hell out of Bayley with the kendo stick. That's what this is about, a kendo stick on a pole, which I think is outrageously stupid. I think it should just be an Extreme Rules match where anything can be used in the match. But for whatever reason, they're not doing that. And I think that's god-awfully insane, because this is what the freaking pay-per-view is called. It's called Extreme Rules, dumbasses. The fuck are you talking about? Now, getting into a dumbass match. You're speaking of Extreme Rules. There's supposed to be no rules. We got Dean Ambrose defending the Intercontinental title against The Miz, where if Dean Ambrose gets disqualified, I think, if Ambrose is disqualified, not if Dean Ambrose does get disqualified, if Ambrose gets disqualified, in the sense that anything can happen, like if, for instance, Maurice could hit Miz and attack The Miz, Miz wins the Intercontinental title from Dean Ambrose. Fucking stupid. There should not be any disqualifications for either party. What the hell are they talking about? Disqualifications. There shouldn't be any disqualifications. This should be a hardcore, no holds barred match. Fucking anything goes. Falls count anywhere. Something of that kind of nature. This is ridiculous. I mean, who the hell comes up with this fucking idea of a match? This is a singles match for the Intercontinental Championship, and yet the name of the fucking pay-per-view is called Extreme Rules. Why? You'd think that this match would actually be occurring after Extreme Rules, not during. This is so stupid. And that's something that Raw does that blows my fucking mind. How can you have a singles match when this is not a fucking regular pay-per-view? This is just a Extreme Rules, no holds barred show. This is so dumb. But who I think is going to win this match, Dean Ambrose is probably going to walk away victorious, regardless of all that, because The Miz absolutely sucks. And since he's moved over to Raw, he hasn't been all that entertaining anyway. He's just an annoyance. That's all he is. He's not even that good of a performer in the ring anymore. So I really could give two shits less. Roman Reigns versus Seth Rollins, Finn Balor, Bray Wyatt, and Samoa Joe in a number one contenders fatal 5-way match. They should just call it a 5-way Extreme Rules match to determine the number one contender for the Universal Championship. This one's actually very hard for me to predict who's going to actually walk away with this win, because there are several guys that really deserve a shot. Um, I'm just going to go ahead and just pick one, and I think the guy that should win probably should be just Seth Rollins, for God's sakes. Seth Rollins should just win because Seth Rollins never got that opportunity to finish off his match with Brock Lesnar when he was champion 2 years ago because of interference from The Undertaker. And I think that would be a fantastic story they could build off of based on what happened in 2015 and help them get a great solid story going for a championship build between champion and challenger. But is he my official pick? No, I don't really know who. Whoops. I don't really know who really deserves or is going to get the win for facing Brock Lesnar at Great Balls of Fire. God help me, why the hell did they name that? But whatever. But yeah, that's just my thing. I've heard rumors Finn Balor may walk away victorious, which I think is absolutely fucking dumb. Finn Balor will not work against Brock Lesnar for the Universal Championship. Bray Wyatt and Finn Balor need to start a rivalry. I think that's a good start off. Samoa Joe, I don't see that happening. Roman Reigns is really by far the best pick right now, despite the fact that nobody likes him, including myself. But he's the only thing going right now. He's got nothing going on for a storyline. Him and Brock Lesnar have unfinished business that happened in 2015 as well for WrestleMania 31. And they really should go at it for the Universal Championship. And the trying to think here. And fucking Seth Rollins and Samoa Joe have a storyline they still have yet to finish either, so that needs to come to an end. So that's probably what they need to go with on that. So Roman Reigns is the best pick overall, in my opinion. I'd like to see Seth Rollins though face Brock Lesnar because we never got to see a finish between those two. Anyway, guys, leave your comments and opinions down below. I'd definitely like to hear from you. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, hit that thumbs up. Hit the subscribe button if you're not already subscribed to the channel. And I thank you very much for watching. I'll be back with a SmackDown review either tonight or later on tomorrow. Thanks a lot, guys.